Now, joining me is Teresa and the very spunky Noah. Noah, how are you doing?
Hi, Noah.
Teresa, I have to tell you, Noah he's just a bright, shining little star.
We try.
It's pretty effort. Just like a few seconds ago, obviously you guys didn't see this because you're listening to it, but all you have to do is say camera, and Noah just looks around with a smile on his face like, where is it? Who's got the camera? I'm the kid with the smile. Now, Noah has had an interesting ride. He was diagnosed at just 15 months old with leukemia.
Yes.
And it's his particular leukemia, acute myeloid?
Acute myeloid leukemia, yes.
And it's a type of blood cancer. Now, Noah's had a bone marrow transplant here at All Children's.
He has, yes.
And has had some ups and downs with his health, but this kid is strong as the day is long. He continues to have some follow-ups here at All Children's, and in 6 months, he'll have another bone marrow biopsy. Now, in 6 months with that biopsy, Teresa, what exactly are we looking for, other than it being gone?
That's exactly what we want to look for. We want to look for no residual disease, no signs of any form of cancers coming back, all blood work being clear.
Okay, and he's 3 now, so it's been a while since he had his diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your feelings where were you? What happened when he was diagnosed?
It is the scariest moment any parent could ever go through. It was completely a shock. We originally went in thinking he had an allergic reaction to something, and the emergency room doctor just kind of sat us down and said, honey, your son is very, very sick. He has leukemia. And that just really changed our lives completely. It was a complete turnaround in what we were used to. Becomes the new normal to have cancer.
The plan changed a little bit right after that.
Yes, it was definitely not something you want to hear when you have this rambunctious little 15-month-old who you just want to be normal. And
don't mind us, we're just playing.
No,
it makes a crazy new life that you have to deal with. And, it's a long ride. It's not always a great ride.
Is he on a lot of different medications? I mean, is that something that is part of just your daily?
It is. Unfortunately, when you're on, especially after bone marrow transplants, you can go on a lot of immunosuppressants, a lot of antifungals and antibacterial medications, and you can't be as normal as you really want to be. You can't go outside and play, and you can't do all the fun things that you see your friends do.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Now, he's had a lot of ups and downs. What were some of the are his downs normally when he's on a lot of medication, or like when something comes back, or?
Usually, we've had 2 really bad stints in ICUs. We spent, when he first was diagnosed with leukemia, 28 days sedated, completely under sedation in ICU.
28 days?
Wow.
Yeah, 28 days.
So there's a month that never happened for him.
Exactly. Then we got, just recently, Noah has relapsed again. We just underwent a second bone marrow transplant. We ended up getting congestive heart failure, basically.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Spent another month in the ICU. But as you can see, his spirit really has
incredible
kicked cancer.
Yeah,
So,
if spirit could whip cancer, this kid is whipping it big time.
That's
Beautiful
it.
blue eyes. You're welcome.
Oh.
You're absolutely welcome.
So what happens when he comes back and everything comes back clear? Is there follow-ups that you come to All Children's for?
We do follow-ups. Right now we're on every 2 weeks. We do checks. And then every time we get a clear, we go out and have a party.
Yeah.
Party.
Let's party, dude.
That's just one more step closer to us getting rid of this for good.
And does he ever get a clean bill of health completely, that he never will have to get a checkup again?
That we hope.
We really hope, yeah. About 5 years out from our initial diagnoses is when we will get the all clear.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's still a long way out.
About
but
2.5 years, 2 years from now?
It'll actually be 5 years from now, since we just had a secondary bone transplant.
It's math.
Yeah.
I was going for the diagnosis.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm terrible at math.
Yeah.
Absolute worst. Now, what are some of the certain things that stand out to you, Teresa, about this hospital that are truly important to you?
I'll tell you, the whole hospital experience here at All Children's was fantastic. They treated us like family. No matter where we had started from originally, they came in, they took us in. The nursing staff here at All Children's is phenomenal. There is they are really the backbone of all children's. They take care of these kids every single day. They watch them. They become emotionally attached to them.
Yeah.
They become our families.
The one word that comes up with every person I talk to is family.
Yeah, and they just took us in, and they just adore these kids just as much as if they were their own.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I always see that.
And the one thing is they don't want you to have to worry about cost. They want to get the kid better and healthy and not have you
Exactly.
stress about, you're already stressing about,
Exactly.
so.
And I'll tell you that, the child life specialists here were phenomenal. For every aspect that we had here at All Children's, they really took very good care of us physically and emotionally.
He seems like he seems like a totally normal 3. He looks like he feels,
Playing with M&Ms.
He feels fine.
Yeah, he is just nonstop, all day, 24/7. He is a fan of
M&Ms?
night shift, day shift. He loves all his nurses.
Hello, ladies.
Hello,
Yes.
lady.
I'm Noah.
Yeah, everyone knows us on the night shift. So, yeah, so you can see he's a big charmer.
I'm sure they melt.
Yeah. Now, Teresa, if you could share with us just very personally why it matters that people take the time to go ahead and call that number and make a difference for kids like Noah, what would you say to those people?
I have to say that this is probably the one most important cause. This is a place where your children will survive, and they will get them healthy again and continue to be not only to kids, but to grow up and hopefully turn around one day and work here and support this wonderful, institution.
And we talked about it earlier. Today you may not need it, but tomorrow you might, and it'll be here for you. I'm sure that was the case with you.
And it was, and one day you think you're good, and the next day you have cancer, and it's a difficult situation. And like I said, this institution did a phenomenal job with taking us as parents and saying, this is going to be okay. We're going to get you here. It's going to be a rough ride, but we're going to do it.
The money that you donate goes to a lot of different things, including what they're building right across the street from us. It's a big education building, and what I'm talking about, a building.
Yeah.
This thing is huge, and it's I believe it's called the Research and Education Building across the street. That thing is part of what you as a monthly miracle maker are making happen. Kids like Noah. They may not have a chance without a building like that and the things that are going to happen in that building. Kids like Camden, who had the cleft palate a little while.
Amazing.
That story is just absolutely amazing.
From when we started coming down here to what the campus is now,
we started in the old hospital. Yeah. So the money that you're donating for kids like Noah, for kids like Camden, for kids like Isaiah that was here earlier, it goes a long, long way. So make the phones ring at 1-800-270-8642. 1-800-270-8642. If you can't make it to a phone right now, US1035.com. You can go there as well. There's 20 kids right now in the pediatric ICU. So let's make it happen for those 20 kids that are upstairs fighting for every moment that they have. And I'm going to let Noah go because I think he's had about enough of this and he wants to go eat his M&Ms.
dig into the M&Ms.
That's right. Noah, do you have anything else that you want to add? You want to say anything else before you take off, buddy?
You
Mary,
a bit.
That's close enough to Merry Christmas for me. Thank you, Noah.
You talk Norm.
Yeah. You speak Norm, I see. Teresa, thank you so much for bringing Noah.
Thank you so much for having us.
And
we really
bring
appreciate
it back next year because we want to say hey.
See the growth,
and
yeah.
see the growth.
I
Absolutely.
sure will. Thanks so
Thank
much.
1-800-270-8642. Round of applause for Noah and Teresa. I hear the phones ringing. I hear the phones ringing. I want to hear all of them ringing for Noah and for Teresa, and let's just make it happen. 1-800-270-8642. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back for US 1035 Cares for Kids Radiothon presented by Caliber Collision.